Garage, and today I have two special little helpers. This is my little leprechaun Hannah and my leprechaun Michaela. Today is St. Patrick's Day, so we're wishing you all a happy St. Patrick's Day. We're actually not making St. Patrick's Day food today. I made it last week with my grandson Gabe. But today we're going to start our Easter baking, and so we are going to be making some resurrection rolls today, which I made with all of my kids when they were little and growing up, and now my daughters make them with their kids. Does Mommy make resurrection rolls with you guys when you're growing up?
Yes.
Or not when you're growing up, on Easter?
Yes.
Yes? Are they yummy?
Not like on Easter.
Not on Easter morning? Not Easter morning, but sometimes? Okay. Well, today we're going to make resurrection rolls, and I'll tell you the whole story about how this goes as we make them. We just need a few ingredients. We need one tube of crescent rolls. Hannah really wants to open these, so I'm going to let her peel this off. Let me get it started for you, okay? Okay. All right, you want to go ahead and peel that off?
Yes.
Okay, and then we're going to need 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And then this is a 1/4 cup of sugar and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. It might be a little bit more. I just kind of eyeballed it. I just throw sugar in there and add cinnamon until I like it. Perfect. Good job. And then you need 8 marshmallows, 8 of these large marshmallows. You girls want to show them how big the marshmallows are? Yes, the big marshmallows. So 8 marshmallows, and this is all we need to make these. We are going to tell the story today about Jesus' death and resurrection, which is why they're called resurrection rolls. Okay, let me peel this a little bit more. Maybe it'll work. And we have our oven preheating to 400 degrees while I'm making these. And so what we're going to do now is, Hannah, can you hand me that pizza cutter? Thank you. So to make this a little bit easier, and you girls are going to be doing this for me, okay? You're going to be my helpers, okay? So I'll put this here. So we're going to unroll our crescent rolls here, and this represents, the crescent rolls represent the cloth that Jesus was wrapped in for his burial. And so there are, I use a pizza cutter just because it makes it easier. Sometimes they tear on me, so I just use a pizza cutter just to make it a little bit easier so I don't tear them. And then, so normally when I'm making these, I would be reading the scriptures, Matthew chapter 27, verses 57 through 61, which tells the story about Jesus being prepared for burial. And so I'll be reading these while the girls help me do this. So what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to just stretch these out a little bit. Sometimes you might have a little bit of trouble with them oozing out in the oven. That happens all the time. Don't worry about it. They will still come out looking and tasting perfect, even though they have oozed out. And I'll show you about that later. So we're just going to line these up. These represent the linen strips that Jesus was wrapped in. Right, girls?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay, and I'll read you the scripture here in a minute. So now I'm going to show you how to do one of these, and then you girls are going to do all the rest, okay? All right, so I'll do one. Okay, so Hannah, we're going to start with you. Can you take a marshmallow and roll it in the butter? Your hands are going to get dirty. It's okay, but then we'll wash them when you're done. And all the sides, the edges too. Both edges, and then put it right in here. Okay. Nope, that's all you have to do is that part. Now Michaela's going to do this part. Can you roll this in the cinnamon and sugar and make sure it's all covered? Can you do that? Okay, and then when it's all covered, let's put it right here, okay? Right there. So you can do that with all of these, okay? So can you girls do that with all of them?
Yeah.
So you start by putting it in the butter, then in here, and then Michaela, you roll it in the cinnamon sugar. So right now, while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and read the scripture. So I'm going to read Matthew chapter 27, verses 57 through 61. And some of the different books in the Bible will elaborate a little bit more. What the butter is going to represent is the oils that they used to put on Jesus. And these, the spices, these represent the spices that they use for Jesus' body as well. Okay, so let me read these scriptures. So Matthew 27, 57 through 61. All right. Can you find it here? All right. As evening approached, there came a rich man from Arimathea named Joseph, who had himself become a disciple of Jesus. Going to Pilate, he asked for Jesus' body, and Pilate ordered that it be given to him. Joseph took the body, wrapped it in a clean linen cloth. This is our cloth. The marshmallows, which are pure and white, represent Jesus' body. Okay? So they wrapped it in a pure linen cloth and placed it in his own new tomb that he had cut out of the rock. He rolled a big stone in front of the entrance to the tomb and went away. Mary Magdalene and the other Mary were sitting there opposite the tomb. Okay, so that's the first part. So that's what we're doing right now. So this also reads, since that verse didn't actually talk about the spices, we're going to flip over to John 19:40 because some of them describe it just a little bit different. John 19:40 talks about the spices. Taking Jesus' body, the two of them wrapped it with the spices in strips of linen. This was in accordance with the Jewish burial customs. Okay? So those are our two verses that we're going to read right now as we do this. So while they're doing that, I'm going to move some of these closer and take these over here. We're going to switch them. You girls are doing such a good job. Now I'll tell you a little bit here. I do tend to have a little bit of trouble wrapping these and getting them not to ooze out. I have made these dozens of times and they always ooze. What you want to try to do is you want to try to take the two edges and bring them up a little bit. Try not to tear that dough. We're trying to cover all of this marshmallow so that it doesn't leak. So we're wrapping Jesus' body in the cloth, right? And so I will try to pinch these closed all the way around. For some reason, they inevitably leak out just a little bit. No matter how hard I try or how much time I take doing these, they leak out. Yes?
I just have one more.
Yep, finish it up. We're going to do all of them. And so I'm going to wrap all of these up, bringing these edges up and over as best I can. Now I've also tried to do these with a half of a marshmallow, and I end up with just less marshmallow leaking out, no matter how hard I try. My husband had a brilliant idea, so he thought, of putting them in the freezer and freezing the marshmallows first, and same results. But no matter how much care and time I take, they leak. So now all I'm going to do is line these up on here while these girls continue working on those. You want to go wash your hands, Hannah? Yeah. Okay. And you can wash your hands too, Michaela. So we'll finish wrapping these up. And while I'm doing this and my little helpers are going to wash their hands, I will let you know that you can find this recipe in my cookbook here, Rocky Mountain Lodge and Cabin's More Favorite Recipes. There are 500 recipes in this cookbook. This is one of them. And I am currently running a special on these cookbooks for half price. You can go to my website, RockyMountainLodge.com, and you can click on the gift shop tab, and you will find this cookbook there. Just add the cookbook to your cart, and then there's also a promo for the cookbook discount. So make sure to add that discount to your cart as well, and it will give you a half off. That's a limited time special that we're running. It also has an ebook version that's free too. So you can download the cookbook onto your phone, your tablet, your computer, and have them with you on the go. All right, girls. So while I'm finishing rolling these up, what are you girls doing today? Are we having a date?
Yes.
What are we doing for our date today?
When we first got here, we played a game, and then Nanny was ordering lunch.
Where did we go get lunch?
At McDonald's.
Happy Meals.
And then we watched the movie. Now we're doing
What are these called? Resurrection Rolls.
resurrection rolls.
Okay, and what are we going to do after this?
Do a tea party.
Yes. We have so much fun when we have date days. I try to have a date with a different one of my grandkids every week. It's so fun, especially the fact that these guys live right next door. Hannah tends to like to come over every day looking for a treat, right? She says she's just coming over to say hi, but then when she leaves, she asks for a treat, right? Yeah. Does Nanny always give you a treat? Yes, that's my job, right? All right, so one more to go, and then we're gonna bake these at 400 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. So we're just rolling these up. So you can see that they actually are, they look like they're pinched nice and closed on every single one of these, right? Do they look like they're pinched nice and even? Yes. So we're going to put these in the oven at 400 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to stick these in the oven. All right. And now I'll show you ones that we just finished about 15 minutes ago. I made another batch right here. This is what they come out looking like when they're done. And now don't be fooled by thinking these didn't leak, because I actually cheated and took them off of this parchment paper and put them on here so they would have a nice pretty presentation. However, they do leak, so don't worry. But you still see that they can still look pretty once you take them off of there. And they will still have the same result. So what we're going to do is we're going to open one of these up, and then when we open it up, you can see.
This one.
Sure. What's inside there?
Marshmallows.
Do you see marshmallows in there?
No.
Is it empty? Is it like the tomb? What happened when they rolled the stone away? What happened to Jesus' body? Do you remember? Was it empty?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can see that that's empty. So now we are going to read Matthew 28, verses 5 through 8. Of course, I lost my page.
Nanny, I'm
There we
gonna
go.
open that one.
Okay, you girls can open one and have one. Do you want this one, Michaela, or a new one? You can pick. And open it up and show them if it's empty. Show Miss Katie. Oh, wow. Can you show Miss Katie? They're empty. So let's read this. Just like what happened with Jesus. They rolled the stone away in the morning. Yeah, you can eat it. They rolled the stone away in the morning and the tomb was empty. So let's read about that. Matthew 28, verses 5 through 8. All right, wrong page. Got to scooch over one. Okay. All right. The angel said to the women, "Do not be afraid, for I know that you are looking for Jesus who was crucified. He is not here. He has risen just as he said. Come and see the place where he lay. Then go quickly and tell his disciples, he has risen from the dead and is going ahead of you into Galilee. There you will see him. Now I have told you." See? So what happens here?
It's gone.
It's gone. Jesus' body rose, right? Yes, so there's the story of our resurrection rolls that you can make with your kids and tell them the story of Jesus' death and resurrection. All right, and so, hey, come back next week. Next week, I'm going to be making with my oldest granddaughter, Alyssa, we are going to be making raspberry ribbon cheesecake. For all of those people that said they wanted cheesecake and we made something else instead. I can't remember what it was at this time. We're coming up on a year of videos, by the way, in another few more weeks. So next week, for all you cheesecake lovers, come back and we will be making raspberry ribbon cheesecake, which you can serve as a dessert at your Easter table. Good to have you all, and we'll see you later. Bye. Can you guys say bye?
Bye.
Bye.